at the Frankfurt Book Fair, and here is Anton Blank, and you look like in a Maori. What do you say about this?
Kia ora, ko Anton Blank aho, no Ngāti Pro me Ngāti Kahungunu. So I am of mixed Swiss Maori descent, and in terms of my Maori heritage, I affiliate to two tribes, and they are Ngāti Pro and Ngāti Kahungunu, which is on the east coast of the North Island. So this is where my mother was from.
And when did your father come to New Zealand?
So Dad immigrated from Switzerland to New Zealand in 1952, and he married my mother in 1958. And initially when he arrived in New Zealand, he was a photographer, which is how I met my mother. He photographed her, but then he later went on to train as a teacher, and he and my mother taught in very remote Maori communities during the 1950s and 60s. So they had quite an interesting background, and I think for Dad, quite a remarkable background that this European, the Swiss man, should choose to go and live and work in tiny communities in New Zealand, half a world away from Switzerland.
Mm-hmm. And your mother was a writer? Or?
Yeah, so my mother was a writer, Anton Blank. She was first and foremost a poet, but also wrote fiction and essays. She was one of the first Māori writers to write in English, and she was a bilingual writer, so she wrote in both Māori and English. And she was the first Māori writer to win a Catherine Mansfield Award, which is a very prestigious literary award in New Zealand.
And in this book you can find some poems from your mother?
Yes.
In English?
So the book is a collection of as much of Mum's writing as I could find, accompanied by Dad's photographs, and it's a lovely book. And she was essentially concerned with issues of identity, of love, and of beauty. And I think people are very touched by the book when they buy it.
And when did you publish this book first?
So this book was published last year. And along with it, I published a companion edition of my sister's poetry. So both my sister and I are writers, as well as our mother. And I'm just currently finishing my own collection of short stories. So as a family, we're a family of Māori writers.
Yeah, I can find some Maori language when I read it.
Yes. So I've footnoted as many of the Māori words as I could, so that people, particularly Europeans reading the book, can understand the meaning. And at the back of the poems there's quite extensive notes to explain the meaning of the poetry.
And how is the situation of the Maoris in New Zealand now?
I think it's really mixed. I think on one level, particularly for visitors, they come, they see that we're highly visible. We're not like Aboriginals who are secreted away in remote communities. We're highly visible. We live in cities. I think that the Māori identity is very central to the greater New Zealand identity. So we're a very important part of New Zealand culture. So that's one thing you see. The other side is that when you scratch the surface, what you see is that Māori face a whole lot of issues in health, in education, and in their social life. That means that half of New Zealand's prisoners are Māori. We're only 15% of the population, but half of the prisoners. That rate's even higher for Māori women, so 60% of female prisoners in New Zealand are Māori. We lag well behind all other groups in educational achievement. We have a shorter lifespan, so there's a lot of systemic racism that results in these poor social and health outcomes.
And your vision is to publish these books to help the Maori or to understand them?
I think really my vision for Māori literature is to give a picture of the wide range of Māori experience. So a lot of people think that we're homogenous, that we're all the same. Actually, in contemporary society, there's a diverse range of what Māori identity means. So this is what I'm trying to show in my publishing.
Yes. And what do you like to publish in the next years?
So at the moment I'm finishing my own short story collection, and also every 2 years I publish a journal of contemporary Māori writing, and I'm working on that at the moment. And with this new journal we're also going to include writers from Asia and Europe in a conversation around identity, land and language. So those are the two projects that I'm working on at the moment. I guess ultimately what I want to work towards is publishing more novels, more non-fiction. I'm very interested in literary non-fiction, so increasing the range of work that I publish.
Yes, that's very interesting. I would like to say goodbye. I'm Uta Müller, and I would like to ask you that you say goodbye in Maori.
Okay, haere rā, ka kite anō.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.